We've got British Boxing Blog here again with the British lightweight champion Lewis Ritson. How are you doing, Lewis?
Good lads, how are you?
Not too bad. We've had a bit of chat already.
A good 20 minutes before the camera starts.
So we'll have to cut, but mate. It seems like not a lot has changed since the last time we spoke to you, and that like you were sort of waiting for a fight to get made then, and finally you've got one.
Finally got one, yeah. We've got a tough test with Murray. To be fair, because obviously we were just saying how we went to fight Cardle first, quite a lot of people have been saying that Murray's actually probably a harder fight than what Cardle is. Now, I haven't really seen much of Murray, so I can't really. But even a few people in the boxing saying Murray can bang a bit, and he'd probably be a little bit of a harder fight than Cardle, so we'll have to see in a couple of weeks' time what he's all about.
You said similar about Barrett. Obviously, you went to fighting Cardle previously, and you said style-wise, Barrett was southpaw, a bit trickier,
yeah.
Posed a different problem. Even there, you just said you haven't seen much of Murray. Do you know much about his style or anything?
I mean, I've seen he put an interview saying that he was going to stand and fight and blows out within 3 or 4 rounds and all that. But I've seen, you know, my dad watches the fights and he just holds on as soon as you get in there. He holds and he edges back. He likes it to come forward and just does a little edge back and like a lay back right hand. So we're working on little things. I mean, he'll stand there a lot more than what like Barrett and Cardle probably would, but. It is what it is. He's putting all this on and he blows out, but I reckon he'll probably stand there for about a minute and then he'll probably run away. So that's what I think anyway.
Last time we spoke, Lewis, was you were hoping that week to have a fight announced on the Hay Bellew undercard.
Yeah.
That fell through and you've probably had another fight since then. How frustrating has that been for you?
It's massive because, I think, what was the Barrett? Was it September or October? I think it was October, and then it was like no time off the gym, straight back in, like good performance. Like him was saying, "Oh, you keep the momentum going, get like a name on there now, hard fight." So I offered the Tommy Coyle fight for the 3rd of December. Yeah. Said yes to him. Obviously, he pulled out. Then we went to fighting Coyle on the 3rd of February. Then I don't think he pulled out. I just think they didn't put the fight on the show because I think he might be meant to be fighting a horror. Obviously, he got whacked, thrown in the bus, as he likes to say. So and then obviously we had been offered Cardle, and then obviously he's pulled out, and then now we're fighting Joe Murray. So and then I was speaking to the bloke from Matchroom, he just says it was been a nightmare for you to get matched up.
Yeah, Coyle's fighting Dodd, I think, in the April American show. Is that a fight you look at and think you'd fancy the winner?
Massively. I mean, me and Dodd were having a bit crack on the Twitter last week, because obviously before both the fights had been announced, well, he was the same. He hasn't fought in a while, I hadn't fought in a while, and he sort of says, "Oh, do you want to get it on?" I says, "Aye," and I tagged Eddie Hearn and said, "Get this fight made," but you know, obviously it makes more sense probably with Coyle on the American building than what it would with me at the minute. So hopefully if I get through this one, he gets through that, they can make it happen. So
it makes sense, doesn't it?
It makes massive sense. It's a good big fight for lightweight domestically anyway.
Domestic, definitely.
Big fight, and then obviously the winner of that can move on to European. I mean, I know Dodd's already beat the European champion before, so he'll be confident of winning that fight, and so would I, and we're probably both confident of winning each other. So it'll be a good fight if it gets made.
On the road again on 25th?
On the road again, aye. So we're hoping that he was going to come up here, but I road warrior in it.
Can't imagine that bothers you one bit.
No, it doesn't bother me at all. So I fought an hour, but he's on about. I think he was on about saying he's going to put a fight up here in June. That's why he's on about putting Cardle again. So me against Cardle up here in June, hopefully. So we're just going to wait and see what happens. And got to get through Murray first, which is a tough test, so I'm not overlooking him. But
no, definitely not. I
think that would be. I mean, we went down to the Coyle show before Christmas when Katie Taylor fought for the defend our world title, and we're having a bit of crack on with her, and he went, "Who do you want? You've got Coyle, Dodd or Cardle, which one do you want?" And I went, "I'll have Dodd," and he went, "You're having all of them. You're fighting all of them." I'm right there off their eye. So we were expecting obviously to be Coyle, Cardle or Dodd, but ended up being Murray. So
I thought they might put you on that show at some point, you know. Like,
well, they try and put one, but obviously when it fell through, they tell me just stay in the gym, just keep fit for the Coyle show, and we'll get you on. And then it was getting nearer and nearer the time, and I had messaged Jaffa saying, "Tell them what bothered, we're all fighting on it." So I was 4 or 5 days out of the gym. We fell around and saying, "You're fighting on it," they'll tell you, "You're fighting on it." I was like, "For God's sake." So then about 2 days from the show, they just said, "Don't worry about it." So obviously when I went doing there, went, "Oh, it's a good job you're not on this because it's been absolutely hectic, you know, trying to get people matched and bits and bobs." So it was enjoying the turkey dinner, Christmas dinner and all that, so good.
So having been linked with like those big names at domestic level, is Murray a bit of an anticlimax for you?
Well, I was meant to fight Murray for like the British title eliminator, but then he pulled out and he boxed Henry James instead. So he's always been there or thereabouts. We always thought he could be a name that we would get. I mean, before we were meant to fight him in that eliminator, I watched an interview. Me and my dad nearly had tears in my eyes. I felt sorry for him. He said, "Oh, I'm going to walk away from boxing, they on fighters and this and that." And then he put an interview a week later how he was going to knock everyone's blocks off and he was going to do this and do that before. I'm not going to feel sorry for him anymore. So I always had Murray and Highland were thought, oh, maybe one of them two. We knew that him before Bennett got injured was on and going back to Highland, wasn't he, at the end of last year. So we always had a feeling that, oh, we might get the chance to fight Highland, he might, because obviously he was giving us the big enough to his last fight with Ormond, the good fighters. So, you know, there's bits and bobs with names there who we thought, oh, we could be or might not be.
Always sort of been in and around the
conversation.
Yeah.
So, suppose you kind of, like, I know it's been frustrating for you, but there is, as you just said, there's a lot of names like domestically lightweight, so you must always have confidence that someone, you know, you will get a fight. There's always going to be options for you. So, you know.
Yeah, there's always options. There's just maybe the name that you least expect. Like we were thinking on that it was Cardle. Like it's definitely Cardle. This is the game plan for him. This is what he does, and then a couple of weeks later, oh no, it's Murray new. You know, like if Murray pulled out, it could be all it's Highland new. So it's like you say, there's plenty of names about. It's just you forget about them, really, don't you? Like. When you just train away and you've got one person fixed and you forget how many
when you training away
how many lads there is about, don't you? So like even Matty Fagan, I mean he gave Joe Murray a good run. He weighed 4'8". When Coyle pulled out with 4'8", then they might chuck Matty Fagan and you never know.
We talked before about like politics, especially in North East boxing, what happens everywhere. Okay. But most of those names we've mentioned are within Matchroom or willing to work with Matchroom, so that probably makes it easier.
Well, it's massive because Matchroom has got like the thing that they've got in the thing is a Sky platform in it. Like even if you're not getting paid so well, it's like being on Sky, isn't it? Like everyone will say is
sponsorship opportunities
and stuff like that. So I mean, for me, for Barrett, like, I wasn't not well paid, but I wasn't greatly paid, but it was like mostly the sponsors that helped. You know, like knowing that there were going to be names on Sky telling you now they will chuck you a bit of money, right? There's a bit of money, pay your rent, you know, keep training and stuff. So it's a good opportunity for all fighters, really. Like
I've asked you this before, and I probably know what answer I'll get again. Like, but when you think back to a couple of fights back, and you know you're meeting Meadows and all this, is it like funny for you seeing your name on Sky posters and Matchroom? Or do you just hear all
I hate it, mate. I get embarrassed. When Matchroom at the minute have been hammering the Twitter, you know, I put like the videos and put.
I've noticed you've been more active on Twitter.
I've got to be new, you know, tweeting stuff like that.
You've got your Instagram now.
You know what it is, right? All last me is an Instagram, right? All last me is an Instagram, right?
This is going in now. I'm not.
She goes, I says no. I didn't want an Instagram. Didn't make this one. She says no. I says no. Twitter and Facebook's enough for me. I'm not technology. No, I made an Instagram, right? So a couple of days later, I see that this lass is following you. You've got a few lasses following you, haven't you? I says, I have. You know, I'm not thinking of which one. You're following them back. I was like, I'm not. I must have pressed the
I can't work Instagram.
I can't work Instagram. So she took a bit of off from that. Didn't speak to me for a couple of days. And I said, see what Instagram's done. You just, but so I've had to be more.
Lewis Ritson in love scandal.
No, I love scandal. I didn't want it. Sam, he's lying. So
now he's picking up. He makes nice things and all that.
I said you make nice things before. So I saw it was he said just about keeping more active on that Twitter now. But like I see when they're putting videos in the posters and stuff, you all will tell you, man, I get embarrassed even just who's sitting with her. I got red me and I think, no, they're putting the thing on Twitter.
Well, it's funny because you come across so well in interviews and that.
I honestly didn't like the press conferences. Like even when Jaffa used to do his press conferences, I used to think of any excuse to get out of them. You fella, I know you're gone. I know I felt like you got trained, you got beat to lose somewhere.
I don't think any will tolerate that.
No, and also I was thinking myself, well, there hasn't been a press conference announced for this one, so I'm happy at the minute. But
I was surprised the day when you replied on Twitter, like I thought, reply to this.
I know, I've been more active on it. Well, yeah, I've dropped my phone in the bath twice in the last 2 weeks now. My phone keeps going on and off, so I don't know what's going on with it. So I'll be back there active on the Twitter now, like.
Anyway, just over a fortnight away from your fight, Lewis. How are you feeling now? Like, where are you at?
Good. Weight spot on. Like I say, I've had Jordan Ellison, Glenford, doing plenty of rounds with them. Last week's the last hard week, just getting the last. Like I said, I had to be 10 stone going into the last week of the fight, so I've got £44 to lose or something to get to that for next week. So
not overly worried.
No, overly worried. No, like I say, I get weighed on the Wednesday. I've got to be 9:13 from the board. I'll do that by Tuesday if I want to just drive myself out. So weight's not a problem. Trains going spot on, so be really good. Couple of changes. Like say, last time for the Barrow fight, we hammered the strength and conditioning constantly. You know, like hammer it. And then this week we've stopped with the strength and conditioning about 4 weeks before the fight, and just been plenty of fast exercises and fast twitch exercises and stuff. So we've changed around a bit this time. So hopefully it works out.
Same team, same people on board. You and your dad.
Like I see, me dad. Like I said, I think Owen's having a bit of family time. I think when Dad was saying at the minute. Gav's in. We do plenty of work with Neil Fannin. Going down to his gym twice a week.
Your dad was just saying you've been.
I did plenty of work with him. Neil, personally, Neil, he as a boxing coach, like professional wise, he's the best coach I've worked with. Neil, like honestly, he's just nazi stuff properly. Love going doing there. So we're doing there yesterday. We're doing there Monday and Friday again. Well, last hard session will be at Neil's. So
it's North Trainer of the Year in England, British Boxing
Blog
Awards.
Yeah, you can see. So nobody's
reputable award ceremony.
Been there, done it all before. And he was like some Michael Hunt and stuff. So he knows what he's doing. He's a good bloke.
I've got a question, it's a bit left field though, it's nothing to do with your career as such. You've been
Yeah,
watching the Super Series.
I have, aye.
You enjoying it?
Class, loved it. You know what, I loved the Super 6 when that was on. I thought Super 6 was class. Even though it'd be a bit like
dragged on a bit.
The good thing about this is that they give you fight dates and then if you win this is your next one, this is when it'll be, and it's weird. Look at it, like the lads they've picked like this, like the two weight divisions that they've picked, they couldn't have picked like better ones to start off with, especially the fighters like the cruiserweights.
It's been brilliant, that hasn't it?
Hasn't it?
We spoke about it as well, like quite a bit.
Before the cruiserweight tournament, though, you would struggle to mention it. Like the top 5 cruiserweights in the world, wouldn't you?
It's shining a light on that.
And then
I think that's why it's worked as well, though, because they're all like Usyk obviously is favourite, but the rest of them are like all good fighters. They're on a similar level, similar reputation, and it's just like right, let them get on with it.
I would have loved Belly would being in it, mate. You know, and I went to Hollywood by going with fighting Usyk, and he'd give you. I would have loved him to be in it, see what he was all about. I would have loved him really in it. And even with the Super 6, Callum Smith, like looking like it's going to be an old British final, doesn't it? Like,
you would think so.
You would think so. You would expect Smith to beat Brain and Groves and Eubank.
Can I give him a Groves Eubank prediction?
Groves. I think
Groves.
Good lad.
I think he might stop him, mate. Got a funny feeling like he might. I don't think like Eubank's never been hitting the chin properly, has he? And I think Groves is a massive puncher. It'd be your first proper opponent in there with.
Who's actually gone for?
And I think, like you say, George Groves is a good finisher as well, isn't he? Once he knows you're hurt.
Yeah. I think the personalities of that one, though, more so than the cruiserweight, has lit that up a bit.
It has, hasn't it?
Especially this country, because as I say, all British final, you've got an all British semi there as well. That adds to it, doesn't it?
It is, it's massive. I mean, the names in the cruiserweight were better than the super middleweights. I mean, Jamie Cox is a good fighter, but he's not really world level.
Yeah, whereas the cruiserweights was more like the top 8 in the world.
The top like 8 in the world are all in there, but that's because they're probably going to get more money out of the Super 6 than what they are in any fight individually, like without it.
Because as fans, you want the best to see the best, don't you? And in a tournament, you were saying there, it's like, right, you know you're fighting him if you win. And even like, obviously, your defence now and Dodd's defence, we mentioned that is almost like a little semi-final in itself.
It's like the winner of this and the winner of that. Like Eddie heard messages saying on the other week, oh, sorry for the late announcement, you've got Murray, do the like now. And I says, oh, I need ball, but I want the winner of Dodd and Coyle. And my messages back like, so we're going to be watching this, so I'm worried.
I was an avid follower.
But you know, messages back like, so, but that's,
because domestically, British and Commonwealth unifying those, that's as big as it gets before you get into the next level.
It's like hard because once you get to that level, you know, like, you want to unify domestically, but once you get past that level, you didn't really want to come back down to it. Like if I won the British and Commonwealth, hopefully, like, and when I won the European, and I got beat my next fight, you didn't really want to come back down to British, do you? You didn't want to go, well, I've been there and done that.
Hard to motivate yourself.
So it would be, wouldn't it? I mean, how many top fighters do you see when they fight for world titles and they get beaten, they go, oh, I didn't want to go back to that level because I've been there and I want to stay. It's like a bit like that. You get a taste for it, yeah. It's like me now, like, obviously with this winning the British and then just say Murray knocked us out the round. It's like going back there fighting on small goal shows. It's a bit like,
You still in the northern area, wouldn't you?
Aye, well, I've still got that.
Something to fall back on.
But it's a bit like, do you really want to do that? You know, like...
March the 10th, Jeff, show.
Aye, March the 10th, Jeff, the show.
Straight back out.
Get back to fighting for peanuts. Whoa, so, I would say that, isn't it? It's like you didn't really...
Do you ever look long-term, Lewis? Do you ever think, you know, like, how long will you be in the game for, or do you just take it fight by fight?
Just fight by fight, mate. Like, you know, like, that's what I've done. I was amateur when I was 8 years old, you know, like, I'm 24 now. I've had it's times new, and I'm like thinking, you know, what excuse can I make today? Not to get to the gym and get out of bed, you know, like, it's just thinking, oh no, it's even getting that. I know I'm 24, so.
I can't back that bleach factory again.
No, I never even applied back to it, so. They didn't even apply back to it, how dare they, so. I couldn't do that, like, so.
Just one at a time, eh?
One at a time, aye.
So I was thinking about that as well, like, obviously you deal with Matchroom, in a sense, it's like, it's 3 fights or whatever, but that's quite long term in boxing.
No, it is, yeah.
They will have security. When
I signed with her, it was a 5-fight deal. There's going to be 1 in December, then 4 this year. But obviously, one hasn't busy. It was busy, aye. But like my first year as a professional, I had 10. I had 10 fights in my first year as a professional. I saw like, and that was like train, fight, night time off the gym. Back in the gym.
That's even like unheard of now. We watch obviously a lot of prospects and stuff, and even they can get out like 3 or 4 times a year.
Well, we had about 9 or 10, which is a killer for the ticket sales. But you know, like you start off massive, and then obviously when you fight that often, it swindles down and down. But so that was the plan. But I mean, it's nearly quarter way in this year, new in it, so it's going to be hard to see how they're going to fit us in with 4 fights again this year. But they can't. Like I say, I'm never out of the gym anyway. All that's complaints about when you get family time and all that, but I'm always in the gym, so having 4 fights here wouldn't really bother us. Have a week off and then straight back in, aren't you?
Speaking of tickets, you got a few on sale still? Or?
I got a few on. Yeah, well, we only got them delivered last week. Yeah. We'll have another good squad. I think the Sunday we'll be on the Sunday. It sort of killed quite a bit of it, you know.
Is it an afternoon show or is it a night?
Nighttime show. I think the first fight starts at 5 o'clock.
Right. And
you were saying that my fight will be about 9:30. The main event will be going at about 9:30, so a bit earlier than usual. So,
excellent.
But it's quite a few people that are not kind of get the work off on the Monday.
That's so always the problem.
It's always a problem in it. So.
I need probably holiday reminders.
So I sold a couple of hundred for the Barrett.
Yeah.
Probably looking at still a good amount going down, but probably not as much as.
Carl Greenwood said he was first one in to pick up some tickets.
First one. I come last week, Greenwood. I picked a couple of $100 as up he was, so he'd be rolling in style as he was.
Well, he said if you happen to stop him in the 5th, that would benefit him financially. That's what he said.
I'll make sure it's a 6 new Carl. No, I'm joking. No, I like Carl. He's a nice bloke. So.
I suppose that takes the pressure off a little bit, fighting away from home, ticket wise. You're not stressing about.
Not stressing. You know what it is?
Got the fight.
My father does wonders for me because I didn't. Like literally, even though my mates, I just tell them get in touch with me father. Everyone, he's so sad, so he gets stressed with it, not me. So
must be a weight off your mind now, because you hear a lot of boxers say they get stressed about.
Well, you see some boxers still on the day of the fight, running about selling tickets and all that, and
dropping it off.
Even at a higher level as well. I'm surprised by how many you see.
I see on the Jaffa show went from like 50 tickets when I first started, then to 75, then to 100. Now like before you got paid anything.
Yeah, your requirement.
And it's like, well, man, you know, like. You're fighting like for the Gorman fight, for the Hardy fight. You're walking away with a couple of £100, you know, like when you're not working, it's hard gone, you know, like training full time and you sell the 100 tickets and you're only getting £300 and you think, what the fuck's going on, yeah, you know, like it's what every boxer knows, isn't it, you know, like
that's the thing, you've got
every boxer.
The cost towards the shows, don't they? They've got to.
I was down in Binsley's gym last week, Spawn McGlenn and Darren Surtees, he was having a bit of crack on me, he says, this is my last fight up here, then I'm going on the road. So I've got 3 bends now.
No, Kyle Redford mentioned something similar to me as well from fighting. Just say that I fancy going on the road next year and take the pressure off tickets.
But then again, when you've got a winning record, like I was saying, Darren, you've had 8 knocked 7 out. I was like, who's going to fight you on the road? Who's going to fight you on the road?
Who's going to look at his record?
Who's going to look at you? Even the like kids on the TV spot when kids drop out. I says, who's going to look at you and go, no, well, I'll fight him, because you're danger man, aren't you? No one's going to take that fight, so it's even going to be hard for you on the road, you know, getting fights on there, so it's even, you've got an aspect, Kyle Redford, or 5-1-5 or 4-1-4.
That's it.
Isaac McLeod did as well.
Who's going to fight them on the road? Like, they're not, especially with McLeod just having that fight with Craven, which is a canny fight. And the other prospect, they're going to go, well, he's going to give us a hard night work him. Like, I want an easy defence and hopefully get on the telly, you know, like, it's hard either way, the boxing, like, you know, like, you're not with a big promoter. So, it is what it is, but now they've just got I know Jaffa was on saying that Dennis Hobson's just getting the free view deal, hasn't he?
Yeah, the show last week or the week before.
They're hoping to bring a show up in the North East on the free view, so which would be canny for a few of the lads.
More exposure, the better.
Hopefully that'll take a bit burden off them for the ticket deals. So, but there's no rule as a ticket deal in the books. It's just something that the promoters have just come up with in it. It's just to save them from selling all the tickets in it. You know what I mean? You do it there. Just put it onto the boxer, let them stress. Let's get the money in, and who use get all the stress. So funny how game this.
And you mentioned last time that at some point in your career you've been like close to jacking it in.
Massively.
You must feel now that finally you've got a bit of security and you've got a bit,
definitely.
You can concentrate solely on your boxing now.
Like I done like the week before too. Now I taken an electrician apprenticeship before, and I qualified. I was on like a trade behind us before. Yeah. I was working away, making good money, working away. Then had a chance to turn pro, and I went, I'll give it a go. And then it's like when you're renting a house, renting your bills, you're fighting. It gets on top of it sometimes. I've just paid all my bills and this and that, and I've got now in the bank, and then got next month bills to pay, and I've got a fight coming up. But when you've got a bit like with Matchroom, as long as you keep winning, that is.
Well, that's the thing, because you mentioned there a few fighters who have kept winning but haven't got that deal in place. So like, it must be so frustrating. In the gym and in the ring, you're doing everything that's asked of you, and you're still not necessarily getting the rub of the green.
Yeah, it's just the way boxing is, isn't it?
But then obviously yourself, you've managed to get to that point.
I've got that point now,
but you put the graft in together.
I see, I've done it the hard way, like, but even then, I've signed a deal with Matchroom, but I'm under the illusions like. If I get beat off Murray and I get beat again, like, Matchroom are going to go, whoa, see you later. I'm not under the illusion like, I've signed a deal with them, doesn't mean that they're going to be, you've got to keep winning. Like,
no, more of an incentive than anything,
it's more of an incentive to keep winning. I mean, you said you want the big paydays, didn't you? You want it, so you didn't want to, I'm with Matchroom now, if I get beat this one, I'll be out because they'll still keep us on for, you kind of think like that. You want to think, right, I'm in the gym, I've just got to keep, like before I was saying, Joe Murray had more fights than you, more amateur experience, older than you. You're going as underdog here. You've got to train the way you did for Barrett. Like
that challenger mentality.
That challenger mentality. Didn't think, I'm champion now, I'll get favours because you didn't. You've got to keep going and going. And
must be that fine line between like having confidence in your own ability, but also like keeping on your toes as well. Keeping that challenger mentality, like you said. As well.
No, it is. You've got to like. How many times you see people get to the top level and they get beaten, comes out after I was cutting corners in me training and this and that. And
camp wasn't great.
Your camp wasn't great. You can't do it, can you? Like,
I think your dad will keep you right, won't he?
Well, I'll keep his chin as if it doesn't, you know what I mean? So,
your dad and your last younger chance.
Exactly right. She's the boss and then he's the underboss and then against,
Pleased to get us here, I think. Just
pleased to get you
having a break.
For a break, So when this finishes, I'm going to get my coat and run straight to the corner. I'm away before we start scanning. You're at the sand dunes tomorrow, so I'm waiting for that one. So I'm doing the sand dunes on the Sunday. So I have another day's rest this week, so I'm hoping I can just quickly sneak out. Then he'll
smuggle you out on the way.
He's on sand dunes tomorrow, Davey. So no, but it's all good now. It's all good.
Thank you, though. Thank you for having
me. No, thanks for coming to it. Good plan, as always.
We'll keep in touch and then we'll hopefully be down Manchester.
That's no problem.
At least one of us will be down. So.
No.
With the fight being on the Sunday, there's the weigh-in on the Saturday.
Weigh-ins on the Saturday,
Try and get off that as well then. Normally we can't make the weigh-ins when it's like a Friday for work and stuff. But
I know usually Jaffa just comes in, he would usually just come on the fight day, but now him and Neil Fannin and a few of us have come down on the Saturday for the weigh-in and all that. So, and I know a few of my mates said they're going to try and get down for the Saturday. Because last time for the weigh-in, Barrett had his practically full entourage there, didn't he? So when he said probably about, hey, I was like, oh, I'm already at the weigh-in. I'm already at the weigh-in and I'll go mental. So, no, it was good pattern.
If you win this time, how are you chicken kebab, eh?
I took it away last time, you know what I mean? So, waiting ages for it then, away. So, I'll definitely have the lager shandy this time, like, so.
And try and keep it down.
Try and keep it down, you eat there. So. Good times, though.
Cheers, Lewis.
Thank you very much. Cheers, thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.